Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you are here. My name is Kathy. I should say welcome to Cozy Home Paper Studio. If you are new, welcome. I'm so glad you are here. Yes, it is a studio vlog style video. However, as I was editing it, I realized I hadn't even done an opening for the video. So here I am doing an opening so I can add it in front of all my other videos that I'm putting together for you for a studio vlog. I have done a studio vlog once before and I really enjoyed it. And I also really enjoy watching them. And my craft space needed to be cleaned up and organized. Anyhow, I was just checking in the background here. I'm like, is it still organized? Yeah, I've done only one video actually since the studio vlog here. So, and I've also done some cutting up and putting things away again where they belong. And, but I needed to film this intro video here so that y'all knew what I was even talking about, right? I've worked on organizing and cleaning my craft space now for several weeks. Takes a long time, especially if you can't work on it every day, only an hour or two here and there. And then, so I decided to turn on the camera a few times and I thought, oh, why don't I make a studio vlog out of this and take you along on cleaning and organization. And I like to do this twice a year, just going through all my stuff and organizing and just kind of um, maybe sort of like an inventory type of deal. Maybe, but things get messy. You don't always put things back where they belong. When you buy stuff and when you're crafting, when I'm making a video, I'm often like, oh, I'll clean it up next time. And then the grandkids stay crafting here and things don't get put back in its place. And also in between, you got to clean out, right? So I've gotten rid of quite a bit. Big box full to the thrift store. My daughter took quite a bit. And so it feels really nice. But I just wanted to do the intro video here before we go ahead and start. And I'm trying to share some organization tips maybe with some other things, but I didn't record everything because, like I said, I can only work on it here and there a little bit. So, but I did the best that I could, and I hope you will enjoy the vlog. And let me know down below in the comments if you found it helpful at all. And then after I'm done with the vlog today, I'm also right away going to go ahead and do a more detailed craft room tour. Now, I've done this in the past, but things change, right? So I thought I may as well do a new one because I have new subscribers that might be curious. I've had certain questions about different organizations in here. So then I will go ahead and follow it with a craft room tour. I don't know if I will have it right after the studio vlog or if I will do it the following week. I haven't quite decided. I guess you shall see. And so let's get the video started. And I'm so glad you are here. Hope you're all having a beautiful day. It is a gorgeous day today that I'm recording this. I've got you set up in front of my window here and it is just so pretty. So welcome and let's get started. So now that I've made my craft haul video here, I'm going to go ahead and clean this all up and give this all a place. This nice paper bag would make a really nice journal cover. So we will save that and put that on my journaling collection here. And there are always a few things that I'm not 100% sure on where to store it or where to put it. I have moved things around so many times already, trying to give things a different place and a new place, but I'm forever changing my mind. And this is just extra paper that goes down there. And then all my fall items here will go, of course, on my fall collection. I have been working on a lot of different fall projects. So here is my fall basket with all my different cutouts and pieces that I'm going to be using in the month of October. So this will just kind of stay to my right here until I am finished until the month of October is finished and I'm not doing any more fall projects. So right here, this is my fall basket, and that I'm going to keep to my right here, just so that I keep it at hand while we are going through the month of October. My husband built me in this shelf here just recently, after we moved the IKEA shelves onto the table in the back here, and as well as those in the corner there. So I need to figure out what I want to put on there. But I'm going to go ahead and just set you up somewhere, and then I'm going to just not talk and just work, because if I keep talking, I will probably not get very far with my process here. Here I am just going to go ahead and go through all my stamps that I have. I love wooden stamps, and I love having them displayed so that I can see what I have. And you know, with time, I have collected stamps that I don't really use and don't care for too much. You know, sometimes you buy a bag full at the thrift store and there might be one or two you like in there and the rest you don't. So I'm just going to go ahead and go through all of them and get rid of the ones I don't want anymore. Put them on my donation pile. I'm pretty sure that my daughter will be taking some of them, maybe the grandkids, and then I'll donate the rest. But it was so rewarding to just put them all in its place and get everything organized. I have a few different ones that I have just in different categories and different boxes. I will explain all that when I do the craft room tour at the end of this video. This is yet another day, and I will just kind of share with you what I have done so far in the craft room for the studio vlog and cleaning and organizing everything up. Right now I'm working with all my 12 by 12 papers. My daughter came over the one day and she organized a bunch of them for me. And then I did yet another day again. I'll just show you a little bit of a footage here where we had them all spread out all over the dining room and living room so that I can organize and take out my duplicates and just kind of figuring out what I all want to do with all of them. I don't want to keep too many of the same. My daughter took a whole stack of them home. And so what I have been doing is all the ones that still have the bottom piece on that says what type or where the scrapbooking paper is from what company. I like to trim all those ends off. That way when I am stacking them together, that they're all even and that's not in the way. And of course, most of them are trimmed already, but as I was going through them, I was realizing that some of them had not been trimmed. But I often tend to trim them as soon as I get them home and I'm putting them in its place and organizing them. Then I'll go ahead and trim those pieces off. Now, of course, all the ones that have like the ephemera on it, where you can cut out the cards, I will cut all that out as well and put all of that in the place where it belongs. And I'm hoping by the end of today or this week I will have everything organized, and so that I will have a fresh new start in here, and I think it's going to feel amazing. It's kind of funny how I was just trimming all of these ephemera pieces off and I found this one that said reset. And that is basically what I am doing in my craft room. I'm just doing a reset. So that's kind of neat to come across that. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you how I separated all of my 12 by 12 papers. In case you're interested in wanting to do the same, this might give you an idea of how I did it. So it was a little bit complicated on trying to figure out exactly how I wanted to separate everything. But but I will just go ahead and share with you what I have, and then hopefully that gives you some ideas as well. So this right here, I just have special for me, and it is like scrapbook paper with cameras and film and things like that on here that I want to use one day in my personal journal. So basically anything that's in this pack here are things that I want to use in the future for my personal journal. So that is one category. And then we've got sewing. I don't have a lot of these because I don't sew personally myself much, but I'm hoping in the future one day to make a sewing journal. I thought that would be fun. So I've got sewing. And then of course I got traveling. I do have, there's quite a few pages here, but I have another container with traveling in there as well, and I will share that with you in a moment and explain all that to you separately as well. Then I've got rustic walls. So this is basically all kinds of paper that kind of looks like walls. So yeah, it basically rustic walls and rustic doors. And then I've got spiritual separately here. You know, later on when I want to work on certain journals or certain scrapbooks, then it's easier for me to know what pack I want to grab. Now this is a random one. So here I have just a whole bunch with polka dots, squares, and circles, and stripes, and all those types of papers I have in the random one. And then we've got birds, just and I don't have a ton of those, but these are very pretty and special to me as well. I've got butterflies, and then we've got greenery summer, so all sorts of different greeneries in here that I would be using in a summer journal. And then we've got greenery botanical. Now these are all kinds of woodland creatures and woodsy themed botanical papers in here. And then we've got journaling print. These are all the different papers in here that would work really well, that have like a journaling print on them, and that I can use for all kinds of different things, but that is what I named this category. And then I have papers with sayings on there. I've got fruit, so all kinds of strawberry things and fruit related cherry things, so this is all fruit. I've got ombre. I don't have a ton of those, but I do have some ombre papers. And then we've got stamped paper. Now, in case you're wondering what I mean by stamped paper, some time ago, long time ago, my sister and I got together and I used all her stamps and she used mine, and she had a lot of stamps that I did not have. So I took some papers and just used some of her stamps and did some stamping. That's what I mean by stamped paper. And then we've got one that's just black and white papers. I have a whole bunch of those. And then we've got cactus. I do want to one day make a traveling journal, and we travel to Arizona. So this will get used for Arizona or Mexico projects. And then I've got a category that says shine on, where it's just a bunch of paper that are shiny. There are different shines on them. So yeah, shine on. And then one cubby will be designated for just all my florals. I have the most 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. I have a floral, so it gets its own little cubby right there. I don't even have a paper clip big enough to clip these, so this is just all floral right here. And I'm going to go ahead and give one cubby to just retro and vintage looking paper, because floral and retro is my favorite, so that's why I have the most of those. So they will each get their own cupboard, and the rest I will stack in here. And then because they are all clipped together, it will be very easy for me to find what I am looking for. I hope that makes sense. I think I'm going to go ahead and put my journaling print up on my vintage and retro pile, because they are kind of the style of retro and vintage. So, and I have them clipped together separately, so that will be easy to find. And I also try to put the ones that I know I won't use as often further to the bottom. So then I also have, since we are talking about scrapbook paper, I also have all my colored paper here, as well as my black and white ones are in here. I don't use these very often, but they are here just in case I need them. And I'm going to go ahead and figure out what I want to put On the rest of the shelf, the bottom, I think I just need to organize, but it will stay the way it is. And then, oh yes, I want to explain to you what I keep in my 12 by 12 containers. So I also have, you know how I had a vintage category there that I put in my 12 by 12 papers? Well, here is where I have more of my smaller items in here. All the different stickers and ephemera pieces and all the things that belong with vintage. Same with travel, family, birthday, food, camping, fishing, beach. This bottom one is actually empty, so I'm going to see what I want to put in here. And then I've got Christmas, and Christmas is very full. As you can see, I have a caddy on top of there, all Christmas. I think I have the most ephemera and craft items Christmas related. And then we've got baby boy and girl. That is for when I made our kids' scrapbooks, and I also want to work on grandkids' scrapbooks. And then we've got summer, and we've got food, home, and gardening, and animals. We've got winter, and then we have spring and Easter. And we have here, I just have pre-made pages, and then special papers that are special to me. Pre-made papers meaning pages I'm going to be using in my scrapbooks in the future. So that is what I keep in those plastic containers. And then over here, I have this skinny 12 by 12, and this is where I just keep all my extra magazine images in here, which I have shared in the past with you. I have a very sad looking plant here that I'm trying to go ahead and rescue. I tend to kind of forget about it here in the corner, but hopefully with the watering and trimming it will do well again. And I'm just tidying up my window space here, and I decided to put up some fall decorations and put a couple of other lively plants here to, just to brighten up the room and the space. It's always nice to have a little bit of seasonal decorations here in the window. It just puts a smile to my face, and then with the sun coming in there and the pop of orange and red, it is just so pretty. The two shelving units that I have from IKEA with all the drawers in there, those I all organized before I started, or before I decided to do a studio vlog cleaning up in here. I had organized all of those. So those are all done. Now I need to figure out what I want to put on top of here, because I still have a lot of things on my desk that I need to find a place for. That has been organized and cleaned up. The window, I did a little bit of fall decorating and added some extra plants. So this is done. My stamps are done. I did those the other day. The books are staying the way they are, because I know exactly where everything is. Everything else on top of the shelf is staying how it is, including this. I just need to figure out, I need to clean off my desk once again and figure out what I want to keep on my desk and what I can add on top of here. So we'll go ahead and do that. We are coming towards the end of the craft studio vlog here. Although I did not get a chance to go through every single nook and cranny and corner and box and drawer that I would have liked to, it already feels so much better. It's always in a working progress and process to get your room organized and clean out the way you like it. Am I right? And although I went through quite a bit more than I recorded, the video would have been way too long if I would have recorded everything. But it took me several weeks to just clean everything up, and I am just going ahead and doing some vacuuming yet. And then I decided to attach the craft room tour video after this and just have it all in one. I hope you enjoyed coming along and I give you some kind of inspiration and ideas for your craft room space. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you are here. Today I'm going to give you a new updated craft room tour. I will try to explain every detail to you. Some things have changed since the last time I did a craft room tour, so we'll just go ahead and start over here where I walk in through the door. In this corner, I keep our china cabinet that my husband and I refinished. We thrifted it, and it used to be in our dining room, but now it is down here, and I'm really liking it in here. It looks really pretty, but I like it upstairs as well. Will it always stay here? I have no idea. I do have an extra light down here to help me out, because in this corner it's always darker than where I record. So at the bottom here, I just keep my sewing machine and my sewing basket. I'm sorry about the lighting. It's just what it is. It's not that bright outside right now, so I don't have that much light in here. Here I keep just a few random things, including some wrapping paper, and then also this drawer just carries some random things as well. And then I've got my Cricut on here, which I move to my table when I do want to use it, but I actually don't use it that often. Then I've got just some vintage old books over here. And then at the top here, I have my finished journals. They just kind of sit here and hang out. And then I've got a bunch of signatures in here that I want to turn into journals. Again, a whole bunch of random things. I've got a little wooden sign here with a Bible verse that I really love. And then a whole bunch of journals, or books, I should rather say, that I want to turn into journals eventually. And these are all my small little booklets and all my notebooks. And then on top of there, I don't have a whole lot except other than some decor. And then I have my container of doilies there. Moving on this way, on the top is basically just a whole bunch of storage, including my napkins and my dried flowers. And then over here, I have a bunch of my Ideals magazines. Here I've got all my collage magazines, a container where I put my receipts, and that basket just holds a bunch of random things. Here, going down this way, is all my coloring stuff, my special pencil crayons and all that kind of things. And these are all my oil painting books. And this is a box full of cards that I thrifted. And then I've got all my Ideals magazines here. If you don't know what Ideals magazines are, I will leave a video link down below for you where I have my playlist of my Ideals magazines, and you can go check that out. And then I've got my painting supplies here, and then those shelves there is the grandkids' stuff. And then I've got my coloring books down here. That is all my traveling pamphlets and maps down there. Again, a whole bunch of books and notebooks that I use for journaling, and my Bible and things like that. And then here I've got all my vintage magazines like Sears and Eaton's, and just a whole bunch of vintage magazines and books are over here. Then moving upward, I have all my scrapbooks. Some are finished and some are waiting to be finished. And that is it for this corner. Now I'm going to back up so that you can see the space going this way. That is a table I added later on. That's where I put my IKEA shelving on. So let's start over here this way at the beginning where I walk in, where I record. This is a long, tall IKEA shelf where I have a whole bunch of things in, and they are all labeled. I've got postcards, I've got birds, butterflies, travel, animals and farm. This is miscellaneous ephemera, tuck pockets, envelopes, and this one has a bunch of stamps and random things in it. And that down there just holds all my photos. And then there I've got all my Birds in Bloom magazine, and this whole shelf down here, or dresser I should rather say, holds all my magazines that I have thrifted. And down there as well, I have a bunch. And then up here, I have all the boxes I talked about a while ago on one of my videos. This is when I take images out of magazines. The images, they go into these boxes. They're really nice boxes that I bought from Amazon. I will link them down below. And then I take and label all of them, and my grandkids know that they can have access to these and use this in their glue books, as well as myself, of course. And I have, of course, all the different categories marked on here. I did a video on that not that long ago. I will link it down below. Now, moving upward. Now, it might still look messy to you, but this is all stuff what I know exactly what I have in there and what is in here. Here I've got a whole big basket of cards that I want to repurpose. That is my journaling, junk journaling papers, more junk journaling papers, and more junk journaling papers. This is more or less old stuff, like vintage. And then here I've got all my wood embellishments, my extra supplies, more extra supplies. All my buttons and all that is in there. And then these are all the 12 by 12 caddies that I talked about on my studio vlog that I had last uploaded. And they're all they all have different categories that I use for usually in my scrapbooks. I don't use this stuff as much in my junk journals, but it's more for scrapbooking. So I've got summer and home and garden, all the things, travel, family, birthday, camping, fishing, vintage, and of course Christmas. There is just some extra empty storage containers up there. This is all my creative memory stuff, my cutting supplies. What do I even have in here? I can't remember. Oh yeah, this is all stuff for my Cricut, extra paper, and then here is my 12 by 12 skinny containers. These are all the items that I use in here in my junk journals. And these are people cutouts, my sewing stuff, and miscellaneous. And then that is all my gardening books up there that I use in my crafting, junk journaling. They're either new or they have mostly been thrifted. And my husband, he built me all these shelving in here. I don't know if I can find that video where we got the room ready and moved in here. I will link it down below in case you're interested. And then going down over here, these are the current journals that I am working on. That's why they are right here, so that they are within reach, as well as we are in the fall season. So all my fall stuff and ephemera is all right here. I just go ahead and pull it out when I'm sitting here and recording, so it is close to me. And then moving this way, I have all my paper books that I have purchased in the past. You have seen some of those videos and flip-throughs. All my beautiful paper books and flow books and sticker books. I have a lot. Those are all sticker books here. If I can find the videos of the flip-through of all of this, I will link that all down below in case you're interested in seeing flip-through of them. And then further at the top, I have a whole bunch of vintage ephemera right here. this just carries my tape paper as well as a whole bunch of bags. Those are my punches, and I have more punches up there. And then here I have all my cards that I use for making ephemera or sticking into a junk journal or whatever you name it. There's my extra Cricut cartridges. I don't have a lot because I don't use it very often. We'll go ahead and we'll move to the left here. And this is where I have all of my wooden stamps. Now, I prefer wooden stamps. And so I have gone through all of these, as you would have seen in my studio vlog. I got rid of a bunch. Now it looks way more organized. Again, my husband built this shelf for me. I didn't buy it, so I can't link it. And so this contains all my my stamps that I own. I have a few down there. And then I have them all displayed kind of a little bit at an angle for easy reach. And then, of course, at the top is all full too. These have different categories that are up here. That's for weddings and bridal showers and things like that. These are food stamps. And this is where I keep my little Instax printer. My glasses, very important, and my scissors, my Tim Holtz scissors go up there because the grandkids are not allowed to use them. And then just moving on, there's just more stamps. Again, more up here. I've got camping ones up there and so forth, and a whole bunch of sayings. These are all sayings as well. And then over here, I keep all my inks so that I have them close by. Of course, my wet wipes for my stamps, as well as my hand lotion. It needs to be with me. And then my caddy here with all my different pens and pencils. I have two of these, one with my pencil crayons and one with my pens. They are very, very nice to have. If I can find the link, I will link them down below. I bought them from Amazon. And then just moving back here a little bit. This is just a container where I keep all my different glues. And then this basket holds all my random things. Glue sticks, corner punchers, anything and everything. Tape, like this is a catch-all basket, but it's a basket I use every time I record or craft in here. And then going up this way, I have two long lights here that my husband installed. I got them from Amazon. Again, if I can find them, I will link them. This over here is my where I put my phone to record. This is right here is my recording station where you will see all my craft videos. This is where you will see it from, right over here. And then there I have just a beautiful saying that I love to read when I come down here in the mornings to craft. And it's just so lovely. I'll just pause and let you read it. And then just moving further towards the left side here, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to have close by when I craft. So this container over here is a cutlery container from IKEA, I believe. It's a wooden one. Very handy for all my tags and all my ephemera pieces that I use in my junk journals. And then, of course, this caddy contains some of my other stamps, as well as all my blocks and different important things that I use. And then there's my clips, paper clips. And then this box in the back here is a box full of all my new stuff that I've purchased from Temu. And I like to keep this box full of stuff close by as well. And then on this shelf, I have a container with a whole bunch of words. And then this one up here contains all kinds of special paper. And then I'll just go ahead and back up. Here's my calendar where I usually have a schedule written down for different videos that I want to create or upload. And then on my craft studio, you saw I was decorating a little bit for fall in here just to brighten up the space, and brought in a couple of real live plants. This is my only window I have in my craft room. So as you can see, I don't get a ton of natural light, but any afternoon when the sun hits just at the right time, then I have very nice light in here, natural light. And then moving down here on this cubic shelf that I purchased at some point in time, I believe also from IKEA. I can't remember. I've had it for a long time. Hope I'm not talking too fast, but I don't want to make the video too long either. Here I keep my HP printer. HP printer is my absolute favorite. I don't think I will ever use a different printer again. I will link this one down below for you in case you're interested in a really nice printer. And then I have a basket here that contains all sorts of houseplants stuff, ephemera. I want to make a houseplant journal one day. This one contains my Happy Mail products. And then this one over here has all my coffee supplies, coffee washi tape and papers and all sorts for working in my coffee journal. And then down here, a lot of this I explained in my craft studio vlog that I did where I cleaned everything up. But here I just have a basket of tags that have been made and some that need to be made or finished up and decorated. That is all in this basket. I have another basket with more tags up over here, but I'll share that a little bit later. And then here I just have my solid colors of scrapbook paper, my browns, blacks, grays, and whites. And then here's all my floral scrapbook paper. And this is my vintage retro paper. And then these are all my random ones that I have got all organized and labeled by what they are. I don't want to take that all out and show that all to you again, as I just did that in my studio vlog. I will link that video down below if you want to go check it out. Things will make a lot of sense. Here I just keep a box of tissue. You know, I have a lot of allergy issues. And then down here, this is all my alphabet stickers and papers. And then these are my thrifted books that I want to finish going through, and I take random papers or pages out of here for different projects. I've got 2 boxes of random scrap paper, and this is more maps, and I use that a lot in my gratitude journal. And then I've got more magazines down there. And this is a box of a whole bunch of ephemera and memory things from my mom and dad. It's a journal that I started for them and have never finished. I don't know why I haven't finished it. It makes me honestly sad. And this is a gorgeous wildlife or floral botanical book. It's absolutely beautiful. I think I thrifted it or got it from a antique mall, I think, actually. Down there is just a basket with a bunch of different fabric pieces and lace and bigger items like tablecloths and things like that. And then down here under the table, this box contains all my Extra Ideals magazine, and this is a box that's going to go to donation. And then we'll move upward to my table here behind me. When I'm sitting here crafting, I can just turn around, reach over, and pull out these drawers. So I've got 2 drawers with flowers, because that seems to be the most of what I have is flower stuff. And that means it's ephemera pieces and stickers and cutouts and things like that, with all kinds of different floral stuff, rub-on flowers. Oh my goodness, so many different things. Vintage. and see-through ones, or those transparent ones, I should say. Just many different things. And it's kind of hard for me to explain it, but I know what I have here. And so I have 2 drawers of flowers, and then next we have botanical nature and greenery. And with that being said, it's just a whole bunch of greenery, either stickers, rub-ons, or ephemera pieces that I use in my junk journals. And there's more extra down underneath there in a bag as well. Then we've got family, birthday, and love. So anything to do with family or Valentine's or anything like that is in here. Mother's Day, Father's Day, anything family related. This actually does not belong here. I don't know why that was in there. And then we've got embellishment ephemera. So that means just all kinds of trinkets, I should say. Trinkets. I've got a bunch of old peas in here. Just a whole bunch of different things of embellishments for journals. There's more back here yet. Just a whole bunch of things. And these are a lot of items that work with making tags, like or dangles for at the back of your journals. And then this one has got a whole bunch of sayings in here. All kinds of words and sayings and rub-ons and different things like that. Moving this way, top one has ribbon. So all kinds of different ribbons in this one. And then we've got tuck pockets, envelopes, and clusters and booklets. That's what we've got in this drawer. And then we've got fabrics and hankies. These are all little pieces of fabric. These are, you know how I showed you earlier, there's a box down there with bigger pieces of fabrics. This drawer contains my smaller pieces of fabric that I use to make clusters and different things like that. I do have more hankies in a different container. And then this one has lace. All my different lace. Oh, I love lace. I don't know, it's just so pretty. And this container contains my special pieces of lace that I want to eventually put in a journal for me. And then all of different kinds of pieces. And then this one has my washi tapes. I don't have a ton, but enough. This is plenty enough. And then this drawer over here has string and rickrack in here. And all kinds of different things like that. I showed you this one in a haul a while ago. But yes, this box in the front has all my different rickracks in here. And there's so many pretty colors. And strings and beads and different things like that. And I think that's it. I think I have showed you everything now. Oh, I didn't show you the things on top of here. Okay, yes, here's another basket of tags that I'm working on. And then I've got some more stamps up here. These are stamps I don't use very often. They are Christmas and winter and Easter and spring. So I don't use these very often, or these single stamps up here. So sorry, I didn't have the camera right. All these single stamps, I don't use these very often, so I have them up here. And then I've got a basket with words, and then another one with all kinds of different ephemera pieces in for my journals. That is what I keep on top of here. And I actually have a few empty containers now that I can use for different projects. But that is it for now. I think, like I said, I have shared everything with you. Oh, the only thing I didn't show you, I guess, is this container up here has, when we have outings and I get receipts or tickets or whatever it is, that I'll add that in here for, this goes into my junk journal. And I just have a random pencil sharpener here that needs to be set up over there yet. And that is it. I hope this helps a little bit, gives you ideas, gives you inspiration. It could definitely be even better organized, and there's so many beautiful craft room tours, I tell you. But this is my space, and this is my happy place. And everybody has their own happy place, right? But this is my happy place for myself. I like coming down here, and when I come down here and turn on my camera, or whether I am recording or just crafting on my own, I'll set up often a video over there playing my favorite YouTubers, my favorite craft channels. And then while I am creating something or making tags or going through magazines, I'll watch a craft video while I'm doing that. And I really enjoy that very much. And yeah, I would really love to have my craft room on the main floor, but we don't have the space for that. And this room down here, we have a really nice basement, so this works really good too. I just like to be on the main floor where I can look out the front window and see what's going on. But I'm very, very thankful for this space. I've never had in any of the places we've ever lived a nice big craft room like this. So I am really appreciative to my husband for building and making all my shelving and making my dream come true. If I have an idea, he always works on trying to make me happy and making that happen. He is really good at that, and I really appreciate him. So thank you very much for coming along on this craft tour, and I hope you will go create and make yourself a craft space. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.